John Cena corn, you're my best friend. I know, Averin. I know. Oh. Hey, welcome to Last Week This Week, the most irrelevant show in snowboarding. I'm your host, Averin Lefebvre. Skiers' butts drive me nuts. Well, no, mainly skiers just drive me nuts, especially if they're Lindsey Vonn. Why? Because she's a fucking idiot, and she believes that skiers and snowboarders should have their own individual mountains. Newsflash, Lindsey, you already do. It's called Alta and Deer Valley, and Mad River Glen if you really want to go to that hunk of shit on the East Coast. The irony of the whole situation is that she used to date a black man. Tiger Woods. Perhaps you've heard of him. And as you know, in the United States, there's like a slight history of segregation of the white folk and the black folk. Newell Brands announced that they were selling off K2 and all of its subsidiaries. Everyone freaked out, thought the sky was falling because the language in their press release led it to believe that if they couldn't find a buyer, they would just close up the businesses. That makes no fucking sense. These businesses actually turn a profit. I understand Sports Authority is dead and that was probably a bulk of their US sales, but they're still good. Well, now, in a German publication that no one really gives a fuck about except for Germans probably, they kind of talked a little bit more about what they said and what they meant. Yes, the brands are for sale. Yes, they are trying to sell them by the end of the year. If they cannot find a suitable buyer, they will hold on to them and make money. They are not closing up shop. They are not going out of business. They will remain. Unlike probably your favorite little garage brand that's run by two stoner snowboarders that are putting the fun back in snowboarding and trying to do something, who gives a fuck, cliched marketing campaign. Much anticipated and highly hyped fourth phase from Travis Rice dropped this past week. The internet broke. Literally, it broke. They tried to live stream it and there was not enough server bandwidth to allow it. Now, I haven't watched the movie, but you probably have. If not, you've read our review from Ben's Real Reviews. I don't need to watch it. I can sum it up with a few other alternate titles that it should have used. That's It, That's Filler, The Fourth Sailboat, A Boat Life, Energy Drink Boats, and Overhyped Crap. Now, maybe you like this movie, maybe you don't. I don't give a fuck. You want to know why? Because I'm a snowboarder. This movie wasn't made for me. I will probably never watch the damn thing. And that's okay. But you know what you should watch? The Eternal Beauty of Snowboarding by Jerome Tannen. That's a movie for snowboarders. I don't know what the fuck a floating pyramid is, but it probably will appear on Ancient Aliens or some shit. And what it has to do with snowboarding, that's even beyond me. Unless maybe it's a crossover to Alien vs. Predator and that underground pyramid they lived in the Antarctic. Anyways, no one gave a fuck about that movie, just like no one gives a fuck about this show. What am I even talking about? You're watching this teaser.
Nobody told me what to do, and there was no preconception of what to do.
And now for a user submission to prove how irrelevant this show is. It seems Rosinal is using one of my quotes in a full-blown marketing campaign in a print magazine. So they have an irrelevant quote in an irrelevant medium about irrelevancy from an irrelevant ski company. Doesn't get better than that, folks. But hey, at least that irrelevant ski company actually buys advertising on this site, unlike everyone else that promises they will. But that's another topic for another time. Stronger, a new movie from Union Bindings. What's that mean for you and me? Well, the fanboys probably have a giant erection. Something that rivals taking 12 Viagra and a line of cocaine. But anyways, I digress. Who cares what I have to say? Watch it.
Just like everything, all together, would he ever suffocate the pain? Oh, softly pounding in your chest.
And now the pick of the week, the Ride War Pig. Originally, I was going to drop this show on a Wednesday so we could have War Pig Wednesday. But it's not Wednesday. It's another day of the week. And this is another episode of the most irrelevant show in snowboarding. So who cares? Circumvolution. It's not a circumcision, which is probably a good thing, unless you're Jewish and you need one. Anyways, what happens in this teaser? A tail slide tail block. The creamy promo out of Europe showcasing what is now being referred to as the European Bone Zone. If you don't know what the Bone Zone is, you live under a rock. But kudos to these boys for going out with a chainsaw and a shovel and a shitload of wood. I look forward to the full project. Adidas has invented time travel. Don't believe me? Check out this edit. This has been Last Week This Week, and I've been your host, Averin Lefebvre. Now, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna go watch John Cena Corn do some breakdancing moves. Stay classy, snowboarding.